was I guess, the source of more jokes and comedy than any politician of his day. And he used to say, if you have politics in your bloodstream, only embalming fluid will replace it. I'm living proof that he was right. In 1982, I decided to run for the U.S. House of Representatives for the first time. This was after I lost 3 straight elections. My wife said this was my last chance. So I took on an incumbent in 1982 for the U.S. House of Representatives. He'd been in that seat for 22 years. But because of the quirky law in Illinois, the Democrats got to draw the map. So I got a map against the Republican incumbent, which is 40% new territory. I had a chance. And 82 was a big year for Democrats. I remember it. I still remember my fear. Would I raise enough money to be a viable candidate? Nobody knew for sure. The average cost of a congressional campaign in 1982 was $215,000 for a campaign to run for the U.S. House. I raised and spent, as did my opponent, $800,000 each. We set records, $800,000. If you say that today, would you start off and wage a campaign for the House with $800,000? You'd say, well, that's just for the announcement, right? You're going to need a few more dollars if you're serious about being a candidate. The number has grown dramatically and now is in the millions for candidates for the House and for the Senate. You're looking at the last open public sponsor of public financing of campaigns. Nobody else has tackled it since I stopped introducing it. By the time I introduced it, Arlen Specter of Pennsylvania, a Republican, was my co-sponsor. We had a bipartisan bill. I still believe it's the right way to go, but it doesn't have a chance. Under the current system, as has been described by my colleagues here on the floor, there's so much entrenched money that they virtually control the agenda and scare the living hell out of average individuals who don't have a fortune to spend. And that's the reality of what we face. Senator Booker is a member of the Senate Judiciary Committee. It's an interesting world we live in. There is a group, I won't name their names on the floor, but it'd be easy to figure out who I'm talking about, that admonishes me regularly as the chairman and ranking member of the Senate Judiciary Committee. I'm just not progressive enough. I'm not doing enough. This group, this influence group here in Washington, is a dark money operation. We don't know where their money's coming from. They're the reformers, this dark money operation. We now have currently a debate going on the floor about cryptocurrency. Remember what happened in the last campaign on cryptocurrency? The industry decided that they would pick out 1 or 2 Democrats and make a point that they were in the wrong position when it came to cryptocurrency. And so they spent $40 million to defeat one of our colleagues here in the Senate, and they succeeded. That's the kind of thing that happens now, $40 million. You know, that's more than a good day raising money for most candidates, but that's the reality of what we face. This decision that we face today, the Citizens United, was mindless. To say that a business has the same rights as individuals under the Constitution is a mindless conclusion. And it's no surprise, if I'm not mistaken, I'll double check, if I'm not mistaken, not a single Supreme Court justice who ruled in that case had ever stood for office, ever had a fundraiser, ever had to go through it and understand what it does to you. I think ethical reform that's meaningful requires a scandal that is earth-shattering. I'm not sure what's left by way of scandal. What's going on with corruption in this business has become almost routine. And I'm sorry to say that because so many people on both sides of the aisle are good, honest people who are public service trying to do their best. But this Citizens United decision and where we are in politics today has changed this business so much, I'm not sure we can ever reclaim the kind of idealism that we all aspire to be public servants in this institution. I thank you for drawing us to the floor today. There's a lot of work to be done. I may not be around for some of it, but I'll still remember that $800,000 when I first ran was a record. Now it's rather routine. Let's make sure that if you have politics in your bloodstream, it doesn't take embalming fluid to replace it. Let's replace it with the ideals that we all aspire to. I yield the floor.
Mr. President.
Senator from Connecticut.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to thank Senator Kelly for bringing us down to the floor today. Hard to believe it's been 16 years since our politics were upended, since the floodgates were opened to corporate money in an unlimited way, in an anonymous way, coming into uh,